Hello and welcome to another episode of Worst Collection Ever. This is the show where we tell you about the worst comic book collection in existence, and it just happens to belong to us. I'm Jen.
And I'm Sean.
Quarantine! We're here again. Haven't been going anywhere. Haven't been watching anything.
Well, we haven't been able to watch anything in the past couple of days because our fucking internet's been jacked up.
Yeah, shit the bed. Gotta read all those books we have.
Right? I actually read a physical comic book trade by choice.
Right? It forces us to read all the fucking books we have.
I actually read the first two issues of Werewolf by Night that were in, I think it's issues 3 and 4 that are in the Avengers and the Darkhold trade that I bought, God, fucking months ago. 70s horror, I dig it. There was something about Michael Keaton playing Batman again.
Yeah, no, but apparently older Batman in the Flash movie. And then I was like, well, I don't even know why we're announcing this because the Flash movie will literally never happen.
They've been trying to make that thing happen for even before Justice League.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, oh, okay, sure. But yeah, they're saying, oh, he's going to be an older Bruce Wayne in the Flash movie. I'm like, yeah, we'll see when that happens.
I was like, are we even going to get, is Michael Keaton going to be available to do it then?
I don't think no one's going to ever watch that stupid movie.
It'll be the last movie to come out before things go before the end.
Well, I mean, they got to make it first.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll happen.
No.
I really don't.
They had a pretty great fan-made poster of Michael Keaton as older Bruce Wayne in a Batman Beyond movie. Now,
which makes total sense.
I would love that. I would love a Batman Beyond movie.
I'm surprised they didn't do one because I feel like
it's a great property. I'm surprised they don't.
Of all the rando shit that people want to make movies about these days, you can't do much worse than Batman Beyond.
No, Batman Beyond's great.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
So why not? Yeah, I saw that. Comic-Con, I guess, is going to be continuing to go on at home. I forgot what the dates were.
Or virtually?
Yeah, it's a virtual thing. You can see panels and shit. So basically, it's just going to be like any other bullshit that's happening these days.
Yeah.
Because it's not like, we're getting Jeff Johns in a room with a bunch of other people, and Jim Lee and all these other dudes in a room. It's like, no, they all got to be from their respective places doing all that shit. But, we're going to be trying to release news.
Yeah.
Whatever news is these days.
Well, I had something I wanted to say, and it has nothing to do with comic books. So there's been a little bit of a reckoning in the old wrestling industry lately with a bunch of people being called out as creeps. Mm. And I have been very vocal on this very podcast and in other places that I have a favorite wrestler.
Yes.
And lo and behold, Jen's favorite dick wrestler, Joey Ryan, is a goddamn creep. Beyond creep. Some real heinous bullshit.
It's not,
it's not just oh man, that's creepy. It's been oh, maybe you should be in jail.
Over the weekend, there were people that came forward with stories.
Wrestlers doing gross shit.
Doing sexual abuse, just abuse in general.
Yeah.
Just being shitty people.
Yeah.
A lot of them were in the UK that came up, but of course, the wrestling community is worldwide. So a lot of stories also came up. It actually kind of started with this wrestler, David Starr, who is a big indie guy and very outspoken. He's a very, he gets people talking.
Sure.
But there was a woman that came out saying that, he was abusive in this relationship and stuff and, had to own up to it. But a lot of times when these people release responses to these allegations, usually it's more about, man, I just need to do better. And, I'm sorry if anybody was offended by anything I may have done. It's always a very
it's a mealy mouth bullshit. It's always not real.
It's always a vague it's you're saying something but you're not really saying anything.
Yeah, and it's not a real apology. It never is.
And Joey Ryan came up. At first, he came up at one time he came up once, and then he came up a lot. And
yeah, that was the thing, because at first it was just here's a bunch of dudes, because then it was well, this wrestler was this and this wrestler was that, and and it was okay, and then very slowly more people came out, and all of a sudden it was hey, Joey Ryan, and then it was no, really, Joey Ryan, and it hit a fucking it just exploded. So apparently he's a creep.
Yeah,
so and I It's not as bad as when Louis C.K. was outed as a creep, you know, because I loved Louis C.K.'s comedy. I thought, you know, his specials before he came, you know, was outed as a creep were great.
Yeah.
You know, wow, what a fucking amazing comedian. And then he comes out and you're like, oh, God damn it.
It's like, wow, you're really shitty.
You're really a shitty human being, and you've ruined the careers of so many up and coming women stand-ups.
Yeah.
Because you can't keep your fucking dick in your pants.
Yeah.
And like for me, like I realized Joey Ryan's gimmick was sleazy as fuck, but that is what I loved about it, because for me, like wrestling and drag are very close. They're characters, and it's kind of like he was pushing it in like a different direction, because for me it was like, oh, wrestling is fake. Right? It's choreographed. So if you're getting in the ring with this guy, you know this is his move. You're going to be like, oh, okay, so this is going to be the move where I touch this part of your body. This is going to be the move where you're going to boob plex me, which means you're going to grab my tits and throw me over your head, right? But I'm consenting to that because we're working on this, and this is a performance.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm like, oh, well, everybody's consenting and everybody's an adult. So, but apparently outside of all of that, he was a creep. So I'm just like, don't love anything.
Yeah, don't ever
be a fan of anybody, because apparently they're a creep. So anyway, I just wanted to call that out because I know I've said it on this podcast many times that he's like my favorite wrestler, and
yeah,
I regret the error. I mean, I never met the guy. I've never met the guy in person. I don't know anything about him. I've seen him perform.
But you had to go out and be a fucking creep for apparently forever. A lot of times for some of these guys. Like,
all the time. Yeah. It's always one of those like, oh, you hear the first allegation and it's like, here are 9 more. And here, next day, 15 more from different people.
And God bless all you all the people that speak out and have the courage to do that, because, I mean, there's so much shit out there that, you know, people deal with.
Yeah,
you don't know if it's right to talk about it.
Our world is garbage.
And the world, and the way that the world reacts to everything is such fucking garbage.
Sometimes I honest to God wonder, and I'm not somebody who really believes in, you know, the Lord or whatever, but I honestly, there have been times where I'm just like, am I dead? And I don't realize it, and I'm in hell. And I'm not aware of the fact that I've actually died and I'm going through some sort of horrible torture.
Well, it's good to know that there's podcasting in hell.
There's podcasting in hell. There's all sorts of stuff in hell, but it's just one of those things where like,
I'm in hell.
Everything is terrible and it never gets any better.
No, like,
it's God damn it.
I don't even know if things are if the election in a few months is gonna goes the way that I'm assuming Biden's going to be the candidate.
I mean, at this point, I don't know who else would be. I mean, not that I'm super excited to vote for Joe Biden, but, you know, I'll take him over the alternative.
I'll just imagine that he's the version that they portray in The Onion.
And yeah, that's how I'm going with it. He's also a creepy, weird, touchy guy. So I'm like, cool, let's just get more of those.
And I think I mentioned this a few times, but it never feels like, I mean, maybe outside of like Obama, you know, but it never feels like we don't really get to have like candidates, you know, people that are like, oh man, I can't wait to vote for that guy.
Yeah. Or
at least good people.
Well, that's the thing. You never get the person, because like Biden's even been like, well, we don't need universal health care. And I'm like, God damn it, but I still have to fucking vote for you.
Well,
yeah.
but it sucks that I'd rather have him than rather have the fucking turd.
Well, that's the thing. Now. That's the thing. It's a shitty fucking choice. It's like, I guess you know, it's like you go into the fucking deli at the end of the day and there's no bagels left except for like 2 shitty ones. And you're like, well, I guess I'll take the one I hate the least.
Man, we only have
2 shitty bagels.
What would be the 2 shitty bagels you would choose from?
I mean, I would assume that one of them would be like, if we're talking like Trump and Biden, I think the Trump bagel would probably be like an absolute like burned out husk of a sun-dried tomato bagel.
Sun-dried tomato bagel, okay.
So it's like orange, but it's like burnt to a fucking crisp.
No, I don't think they would put a burnt bagel.
That's all they got.
No, hypothetically, if you're thinking about if they have just regular ass bagel, I'm talking like.
I'm saying like the reason people wouldn't pick these bagels. So like it's burnt and it's probably been there for 3 days.
No, I'm trying to keep this in a realistic lens.
No, this is funnier.
Okay.
So you got your burnt, shitty, sun-dried tomato bagel.
And that's Trump.
Yes. And Biden is a still raw, like raw in the middle, like flavorless plain bagel, but because it's still raw, they can't like toast it or anything. It's just sort of like a lump. And you're like, I guess I'll take the raw one because maybe I could throw it in my own oven.
I'll just take it home and bake it.
That's a Papa Murphy's pizza.
Bagel horror bagel shop coming soon. That's a screenplay you should write.
Maybe it's like it's not so raw they can't slice it. It's just like it's still raw. So like it's still somewhat raw on the inside. So they slice it and they toast it, but when you eat it, it's gummy.
I want to imagine that they go to slice it in that slicer and it just kind of mushes and doesn't slice through, but then they just put it back out.
Yeah. And when they pull the little slicey thing back up, there's obviously dough on it. And then when you eat it, it's gummy.
This is the worst bagel shop I've ever heard of.
But it's still edible, unlike the literal like sun-dried tomato one that you could throw through a window and break it. Yeah.
You know what? I think I'm coming around to this analogy.
Yeah, see?
I think this makes sense.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to eat the unedible bagel.
No, because you're going to break your teeth on that
edible,
one.
Something that's edible.
I'm starving. I have to eat something.
Yes.
So I got to get
11:30.
I got to get the gummy bagel.
Breakfast.
Yeah. Go with the gummy bagel.
This is the only thing they have in the shop. You can't even get a fucking roll or
can't get anything.
Or a acai bowl.
Nothing. They're out of everything.
It's just the saddest deli ever.
Yeah.
Just two dudes be like,
Yeah, and they're like, I mean, it's like you got there right before they closed and like, this is all we got left. And you're like, I either break a tooth or kind of gum I'll take the gum. Give me gum every time.
Let me gum that bagel.
Let me gum that fucking bagel.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, let's let you guys ruminate on that, and we'll take a quick break.
Also, weigh in. Do you think I'm actually dead? Let me know in the comments below.
Please leave us a review at iTunes and think if we're dead. And eventually, if Sean gets around to looking at the comments, I'll find out if Jen is dead or not.
Right now, I'm Schrodinger's Jen. Like, am I dead or not? I don't know. I got to look at a comment to find it, but I won't know until we look at a comment.
Until that might be, or email us, and that
we'll never get to that either.
We'll get to that. We probably have good emails. We don't.
You know what? We probably have great emails, but we don't look at them. And right now we can't because the internet doesn't work.
So we would have looked at the emails beforehand, but
sure, yeah, that's
that was top of my list.
But
we do look at the Facebook. I do get the notifications for that.
Yes, we look at
I do try to open up action
figures. Tweets. Yeah,
I opened up. What is it? What did I open up the other day?
I don't know. You were sideways in that one video.
Yeah, because I tried to do something because like my iPad, I tried to do it so I could have it sit properly.
Oh yeah, I get you.
And it turns out it's just sideways. So I'm like, I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah, fair.
But I opened, I think it was a Namor Fantastic Four. I think I opened something else. But yeah, you can check those out. So anyways, let's take a quick break and we'll come back with the book for this week.
After a long day of criminal activity, there's nothing I like better than to sit down and listen to the old radio. Wait a minute, that's not a radio, it's
Plastic Man! Plastic Man! Plastic Man!
That's right, it's the Plasticast, a brand new podcast dedicated to Plastic Man. I'm your host, Max Romero. Together we'll be talking about Plastic Man in the Golden Age, the Silver Age, the Bronze Age, and every other age you can think of, right up to his upcoming reappearance in DC Rebirth. We'll also be talking about any Plastic Man news that might be coming up, and his appearances in every media from comics to cartoons. Whew. Makes me woozy just to think about it. I hope you'll join me to talk about the longest arm of the law, here on the Plasticast, here on the Fire and Water Podcast Network.
Plastic Man! Plastic Man!
All right, we're back here in Worst Collection Ever with our book for this week. It is Thunderstrike number 13 from October 1994. This, of course, is from our quarantine pile. of comic books that we purchased.
I feel is getting small now.
Yeah, I know. We didn't get a lot of Marvel comics to begin with.
That's true. We didn't.
So we're almost done with those, but this is one of them. And it's from the pile of the 50 comics that we bought from
Mile High.
This one, of course, Thunderstrike. We have done Thunderstrike on the show before, and I'm not sure which issue we did. I want to say it was before this one, but maybe there's not much to choose. It was only around for 2 years. So, you know what I was reading in the Wikipedia entry? There's a mention in there that Tom DeFalco, who was the one of the editors at the time at Marvel,
was he a creep? Is that in the?
Oh, what was that? Yeah, those editors like he was a creep.
A noted creep. I don't know.
He was shitty to women and shitty to dudes too. He's just shitty all around.
All around shitty. I have no idea. What did you learn? Sorry.
He said that Thunderstrike, this comic, this book right here, would regularly outsell Thor and the Avengers combined.
Interesting.
But it also says he said this, but there's no proof to it.
Well, then
why'd you put it in? Who the fuck's ruining the Thunderstrike entry on Wikipedia? How dare you? How dare you,
sir? How dare you?
Excuse me, sir. You know, we got enough problems in our life. We don't need false information.
Right? It's like, not now, Wikipedia.
I blame Antifa.
Sure.
And I said, I called Antifa. Did you hear me this today?
Yes, I don't even understand what you're doing with calling things Antifa and Antifa and whatever. I don't even know what you're doing over there.
I blamed our internet being out because of Antifa.
I know, but we were over, we had to borrow my parents' internet. I'm like, Jesus, my dad's going to think you're fucking serious.
He didn't hear me.
That's true. My dad can't hear shit, so good call on that.
I knew he was like...
Yeah, but my mom can hear. Jesus Christ.
Just keeping it real.
Keeping it real goes wrong.
Oh, you know it.
Oh, Jesus.
So, anyways, Thunderstrike number 13, October 1994. On the cover here, we have Luke Cage. He's back.
Oh, man.
He's back. And for some reason, actually, we do get an explanation for this. He's dressed in a combination of his 70s outfit and his 90s outfit.
I like this outfit a lot. I was thinking that when I was looking through.
Do you really?
Yes, I do. I like that it's different than the typical outfits I've seen him in before. He's got red tights. He's got like a black thing. He's got like a silver belt with the crown. I think this is cool. I wouldn't mind having an action figure with him in this outfit.
You know, I'll say this much. Luke Cage action figures, he doesn't have, at least the 90s version, there's no representation of him, which is kind of a bullshit thing.
That is bullshit.
He was wearing basically the belt that he's wearing now. And he had like it was like a black ensemble with like a red shirt underneath, and he wasn't wearing the thing on his head. And I mean, he looked cool, and I don't know why you wouldn't make an action figure of that, but
I think when like the show came out, they would have just like put out a bunch of like Luke Cage action figures through the years or whatever.
You know, but I feel like a lot of times when it's kind of like a bike shorts Wonder Woman kind of thing.
Oh yeah, well there's a bike shorts lady in this fucking book.
Where you get through those versions of years and you get to the 90s. A lot of times people just go, okay, we're going to go skip over that. Because like,
well, there's some good reasons for that.
Because for me, I'm creating like my comic books and my comic book collections and action figures, and there's certain things that I would love to have.
Sure.
But their only representation, that I want is from the 90s, and they don't make those.
Right.
Like there's a Doctor Strange version of when he was wearing and it's not from the initial. I know he wore a mask when he first started. Right. But this is the one where I forgot what the character is, but like he had a mask on his face. Mm-hmm. And then eventually he looked like he was a version of him that looked like John Lennon.
Okay.
For a minute, when he was the Midnight Suns, because I wanted to do a Midnight Suns collection. But they're not going to ever make an action figure version of that.
No, of course not.
Because it was such a brief time in the 90s and nobody gives a fuck.
Correct.
So everybody, you're not going to sell that to kids in stores when they go to see the Avengers and they're like, oh, Doctor Strange looks like that. But
right, but this doesn't look like Doctor Strange.
That's Doctor Strange. No, he looks like an idiot. So that's why, when you're out there pushing Luke Cage these days, he's going to be dressed up, he's going to be bald and goateed, and he's not going to look like anything like this in this comic. But
that's too bad.
It's too bad. So he's here, and he's back, and he is battling the Bison, a man who...
Man buffalo.
Basically a man buffalo. I mean, basically imagine a bison, but like a regular man's head. You know,
Isn't that the minor league team up in Buffalo?
Yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
This is not the mascot, though. Sadly, this is not the mascot.
That's too bad because that'd be freaking sweet.
What?
That'd be freaking sweet.
Sadly, in the 90s, they did not change their mascot to Marvel's the Bison.
Why not?
I would have bought a hat.
Oh, 100%. I'd buy one now.
Buster Bison goes fucking extreme. But yeah, so and in the background, Thunderstrike's like, So we start off with said Bison. He is wrecking a S.H.I.E.L.D. convoy.
Yeah.
That is taking a scenic route, but he was able to get hip to that. And by the way, also this is something too you pointed out. There's like the first like couple pages, or some of the pages in this are like cut differently.
Yeah, they're like, it's like there was a printing error because the pictures seem very, very close to the bottom of the page. And it's like they cut off that, so they had to cut off the top. But then in the middle is just a regular standard sized sheet of paper.
Yeah,
it's very strange.
That's why we got this for free.
Yeah, probably.
Package. That's why Chuck Rosansky was like, all right, I got 500 of these issues of Thunderstrike number 13, and they're all cut weird.
Yeah, god damn it.
God damn it, what am I going to do with these? The quarantine. How about I just package them up and give them some idiots?
That sounds correct.
And then I called.
Well, he was posting that he went and got some humongous collection from L.A.
He's getting the goods.
So, I don't know. Maybe we'll get some. Maybe he'll put something else out.
We ain't getting any of those things.
No. I mean, if he's got shitty things, it is extremely possible that he'll put more shit into these boxes.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I mean, if it's going to be that, he's going to open up, it's just more of this. Yeah, so this Bison is rampaging, and he's trying to get some sort of document that's being carried in this convoy.
Sure.
Some sort of formula.
Sure.
And, and it's in, like, the backwoods or something, which is great because, it's not in the middle of a fucking city, even though they do fight in the city later.
And Luke Cage, shows up because he's been chasing this guy down.
Yeah, Luke Cage shows up. And he's been tracking this guy down. The guy's name is Bison, but he knows him as Billy Bison. And
yeah, his name is Billy something else.
Billy something else, but like
so it starts with a K.
Yeah, we actually get a brief origin story. We get an origin story that doesn't actually tell us how he became a bison.
Yeah,
which actually is really frustrating.
You're correct. That does not do any of that.
It's like, so you're going to make me go to the Marvel Wiki, but I can't because I don't have the fucking internet.
We can't.
Proper internet.
It's like living in the 90s.
God, I should just crawl in the gutter and die.
That's it. Time to die.
Time to die.
We might already be dead because the internet.
Oh, that's true.
Work.
Yeah, we might be living in hell. This might be it.
The internet doesn't work. Everything is terrible. Everything.
I don't know how the Bison got his powers.
Everything that makes me happy turns out it's a creep.
Yeah, a bunch of wrestlers suck.
Do you like that thing? It was made by a creep. Okay, cool.
Oh, you know what? This isn't okay. Well, this isn't written by. There's a few guys.
Oh, there's a lot of creep comics. They were coming out.
There was that one guy. Actually, shit, that's right.
There were a couple of them.
There's a guy, Gerard Jones.
Oh, okay.
Who wrote the majority, if not all, of the Wonder Man series.
Oh, he's a child molester.
Allegedly.
Oh, yeah, because I remember there was a book I almost bought, and it's like a history of comic book. Something about it. We were at Second and Charles, and I picked it up, and I was like, "Oh, I'm going to get this." And then we're standing in line, and Sean's like, "Oh, that's written by the guy who wrote all the Wonder Mans, and he went through the troubles." And I was like, "Put it back."
I know, and it really makes me mad. It makes me upset because
I know because you love the Wonder Man.
I love the Wonder Mans.
I know,
and now I can't. This
is why we can't have nice things.
Yeah, I can't enjoy the band Lost Prophets.
There's so many things.
Chris Benoit is hard to watch. Actually, a lot of wrestling is hard to watch.
Well, Chris Benoit is a special case.
Chris Benoit is just a number of certain folks.
That's a special case.
Yeah, it's a special case. I mean, yeah,
that's something else.
Anyways, so this guy's laying havoc, and then there's this specific S.H.I.E.L.D. guy named DePaul. He's there to take care of business, and he does call for his Mandroid armor.
Yeah, that's right. It's so weird.
He's like, "Give me my Mandroid armor."
Yeah.
As opposed to my Man-Bot armor. Mandroid. So, but before he gets his Mandroid armor, Luke Cage shows up and he does this thing. Actually, I'm looking at this now. So he's riding this motorcycle and it looks like a nice Triumph motorcycle, and he just leaps off of it, which like at a decent height.
Yeah.
To perform a drop kick. That bike is fucked.
Oh, yeah. He just ruins his bike.
He ruins his own bike, which he ends up driving away on later, which I don't understand. But
it's a magic bike.
Magic bike.
It's a bike with superpowers.
It might have the same hardened steel that he has on his
I
skin.
think it does, yeah.
So him and this bison fellow, they lock horns and they know each other.
Right. As
we find out, Luke underestimates this guy, so he's kind of getting sunned, and eventually Bison runs off because he doesn't, because he could probably lay waste to these S.H.I.E.L.D. agents.
Sure.
But, he decides to take the high road and get out, and Luke's about to take off after him, and DePaul is like, yo, man, we want to know everything about this dude. And he's like, get the fuck away from me. I don't want to talk to you.
He's like, I don't deal with your shit, dude.
I don't need to deal with this shit.
No one does.
But they throw a tracker on him.
That's right. They throw a tracker on Luke Cage, kind of like they pull a Batman, basically.
Well, it's actually the way that it looks like it's drawn. It looks like there's a light switch on him.
It does.
It's kind of looks like that's it. Oh, you're set to good.
Here's the problem. It's set to evil.
We jump to Manhattan, and this is where we run in with Eric Masterson, a.k.a. Thunderstrike is. And I find it I'm always very confused by the Thor, Thunderstrike, blah, 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 blah. Basically, what it is, I read up a little bit on it. So Thor, something happened to Thor, and
he went away.
Eric Masterson found this hammer, became Thor.
Right.
Or he was like he got hurt and like collateral damage that Thor caused.
Sure.
And Thor took him to the hospital, and somehow he came across his hammer. He became Thor, and Thor wasn't around. Something happened with the hammer, and Thor took it over. But then Odin made him a mace, so he could be Thunderstrike, and then he was Thunderstrike. Yeah. What's also very confusing is they look so much alike. Not really. They both have long blonde hair. Yeah, but Thunderstrike has a beard, and Thor doesn't. Not the current Thor at this time. Thor could grow a beard. Well, he did grow a beard eventually. I mean, clearly. But I mean, like, he literally could have grown a beard between one issue and another, and he could have shaved it off. It's facial hair. It's not limb. Yeah, so we meet up with Eric and his roommate Samantha, and he brings in, I guess they're adding a new roommate, this girl Leah. Yeah, who's actually Bike Shorts Wonder Woman. Yeah, she's Bike Shorts Wonder Woman. That's what she's wearing. It's terrible. It's a very 90s outfit. Oh my God, it's awful. It is something we would see on Melrose Place, let's be honest. I'm surprised we haven't seen it. This is something that, what's her face, Sandy would have wore. Oh, 100%. Or like Rhonda when she's coming back from like teaching a class. That's right. Melrose jokes. Been watching a lot of that. But it turns out that she is a kayfabe, some sort of superhero. I don't want to say it's a superhero, but she's a warrior of some sort that specializes. She's really known as Stellaris, who I've never heard of. And she's like a princess from another world or something. Who specializes in slaying Celestials. Those big ass robots that I don't even know what Celestials do. I don't know, but yeah, you got to have a specialty. Yeah. That's what I say. And so she has this giant suitcase full of... I guess like her and Eric used to date or something. Maybe. Because he says it's like his ex... His ex-sparring partner. Sparring partner, okay. So but they don't get along. No, I guess not. So he's like hauling this huge-ass fucking suitcase into the room, and like the other roommate's like, well, I gotta go meet somebody. And he's like, what the hell is in here? And she's like, oh, it's videotapes, comic books, and novels, or in books, because I got to learn about your culture. Yeah. But apparently she holds up a Star Wars VHS, and she's like, I can't wait to hear about your ancient history, because I guess she doesn't understand the concept of like fictional material. That'd probably go for a lot. That'd probably go for a lot today. It's the original editions. Oh, shit. In the meantime, Thunderstrike gets a thing from a signal from Black Widow, because he's in the Avengers at the time. Yeah. Heads over there. But between then, we get this interlude. We're in New York. Yeah, this is weird. And Luke Cage just needs to use a phone. That's the end game here, is he just needs to use the phone. Yep, that's all he wants. But we go through this whole thing where he runs into this... like an old friend of his who runs into like Thor if he was
Yes.
as an 80s hipster.
And I honestly thought it was Eric. I thought it was the same guy. And then I'm like, wait, no, it's not. But the way his hair is drawn, it is the worst wig I've ever seen.
It is pretty bad.
It's this blonde, but it looks like it's literally just perched on his head. Like he hasn't even pulled it all the way down.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah. So I guess it's a buddy from some other, from one of his travels, whatever.
Because I guess his friend owns like a movie theater now, an art house theater.
Well, because this is the mid 90s. So they're cleaning up. We're cleaning up Times Square.
That's right. So Giuliani's in effect.
He's like, oh man, so this theater looks different. He's like, yeah, now we're doing like matinees and art house films and shit
stuff
like
for the children
and for the kiddies.
Yeah.
And he's like, can I use your phone? And it's like, that was it. That was like, you just need to use a phone, but we had to go through this whole thing.
Yeah, this whole process.
But also we do get but actually it does give us a bit of exposition. It explains why his outfit is different, because he said that he got the new one shredded hanging out with Spider-Man in
that's right.
At some point.
You know, I appreciate an economical superhero who's like, man, I just got to put something on. I got to throw this together.
Yeah. He looks good.
He does. I like this outfit personally.
So now we jump to the Avengers Mansion, and Thunderstrike's there with Widow, and we have these S.H.I.E.L.D. agents from earlier. One of them, this DePaul guy. He's like, look, we need your help to find Cage, because apparently S.H.I.E.L.D. government cutbacks are coming down,
right?
And we're cutting down on S.H.I.E.L.D.
That's why we got to go to these third-rate heroes like Thunderstrike. So they don't cost as much as Captain America.
We got to hang out with. We got to check in with the Avengers, and we'll use the jabronis.
Got to use the cheap labor.
We got to use it. Yeah, we got to use the C-listers.
That's right. When shit gets hard, don't cut CEO pay. Just pay people less.
Just pay people less and call Thunderstrike in to do the dirty work.
That's how capitalism works.
They're like, yeah, we need you to help us find Luke Cage, because he attacked us on this classified thing. He's trying to get this classified information, which of course they just open up and have in front of them anyways.
Right.
And Thunderstrike's like, why did I get to see that? It's Operation Sinkhole. Like, what the hell's going on? Natasha's like, yeah, they're just looking to get you involved because you're a jabroni. Yeah. And she's like, you're cheap. And so he heads off.
Can I just point out that Black Widow's jacket?
Oh, yeah.
What in the hell? So it's like this black jacket.
Well, no, it's just her regular. It's just her black leotard.
It's the black thing, but on the back is that huge like red hourglass that like a Black Widow spider has. But if you're going into like enemy territory to fight people, that's just a fucking target. What are you doing?
I've never seen.
I don't understand.
On any that is like,
it's so weird, isn't it?
Even I, as a random outfit observer, did not know that at one point Black Widow had this weird looking outfit where she had the big thing on the back. Usually around this time, she's just wearing the black leotard and she's got like the Avengers denim jacket or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, for some reason, I was like, has that always been there? I don't think it has. It's
really weird, I think.
Yeah, I was going to point that out, but it's odd. So now we jump to Thunderstrike's son, Kevin, and it turns out...
Oh, okay. I was like, why are we talking about this stupid child?
It all ties in.
Okay, so, I know who this kid is. All right.
So there's we've met these people before in the previous episode. We talked about this. Thunderstrike's mother, who married a football player. Yeah. And the football player got traded to Los Angeles. Yes. He was in New York and he got traded to Los Angeles, and the kid's like, what the fuck? I don't want to go to LA. And she's like, oh, well, there might be a beach there. And he's like, fuck this shit.
This guy she married is like the skeeziest looking bouncer I've ever seen.
He's for a football player, he's like, for anybody that knows football, Mark Gastineau. He is just a bemulleted, disheveled-looking dude. Right. But he's also jacked. So
yeah, really jacked.
He's got Martian Manhunter forearms. I mean, he's all very hairy.
Yeah, he kind of just looks like he should be sitting at a pizza place that's actually just a front for the mob.
He'd be the guy that wears like the turtleneck and the suit coat.
Yep. And with the gold chain.
He's like Mr.
His fucking name's fucking Vinny. Yeah.
Mr. Consigliere will see you now. Right. Or whatever. He's sitting in the Mob Pizza in Boston that we used to go hang out.
Oh, yeah. That place was 100% a front.
I once got pizza there, though.
How was it?
Average.
Sounds right.
This is confusing, too, because she's in this apartment talking to her son and this guy. And then she just all of a sudden runs into this couple that's out there. And this one guy, he looks like Kenny Loggins, and he's wearing he's also got a luscious hair, and he's wearing a brown pinstripe suit.
Sure.
And he's with some, I forget who this woman is. Some doctor. Some doctor's there. So this guy's like a doctor. Kenny Loggins is a doctor, and I think I don't know if this is her mother.
Yeah, it's really weird.
And she's like, all right, well, I'm gonna go take this woman on a date. Whatever.
Wait, is this Thunderstrike's mom or Thunderstrike's ex-wife?
The blonde woman is Thunderstrike's ex-wife. But this woman here
is the mom.
Could be. I don't know who she is.
Okay. I thought you said mom at the beginning. I was like, wait, his mother?
Well, she's Eric's, this kid's mother.
The kid's mother. Okay. Sorry, I got confused.
Kevin, who goes on to be Thunderstrike in the future.
That kid sucks.
Yeah, I don't know if it's any good.
I don't know. Is he still running around?
Tell us in the comments if you've ever read the second series of Thunderstrike with
and if Jen is dead.
And if Jen is dead. However you decide to order those.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Just let us know. Doesn't matter.
We just need answers. Did we get a guy who's having the screamiest, wettest phone call I've ever seen?
Is he in a booth?
I don't know where he is.
It almost looks like a car.
Well, I think he's in a phone booth, but it looks like it's like he's in the middle of a tidal wave.
Yeah.
And he's calling into this.
Well, if it depends on what time of year it is in New York. If it's July, he's just dripping.
No, I guess so.
You know?
So he's calling in to talk to
a radio station?
Yes, he's calling. I want to hear Chumbawamba. So intense right
Play
now.
me the Beach Boys Kokomo.
Kokomo!
Did I ever tell you how...
I call her number 11?
Did I ever tell you the story about how Kathy and Susie and I spent an entire summer day trying to get the radio station to play the Beach Boys Kokomo?
Was it when Kokomo was a thing?
Yes, when we were kids.
I thought that you were trying to call them like it was 1990 around this time.
It was yesterday.
It was 2020. I was like, play Kokomo.
No, it was me, Kathy, and Susie. We were just dying to hear Kokomo, but we were calling the oldies station, which they're not going to play Kokomo, even though it's the Beach Boys. And literally every 2 minutes, and then it just devolved into us just calling and going, Kokomo, whenever they answered, and then hanging up. That guy, whoever answered the phone, must have fucking hated us that day. I apologize.
As a former disc jockey, that sucks ass. I would be very frustrated.
I'm sure I think it was a guy. Pretty sure it was a guy DJ, if my memory serves. So I just want to say I'm really sorry because how fucking annoying. But I mean,
was it Uncle Nasty?
No, it was not, because I don't remember who it was. So that's how we spent a summer day, just screaming Kokomo into a phone for 2 hours.
Time well spent. I think so.
DJ.
Hey, you're talking to a dude who, when he was, 14, 15, thought he was hip to call radio stations.
Uh-huh.
And pretend I was like, I'm the angry hero and I'm pissed off. And I would try to talk about something, but I didn't know fucking shit from shit because I was 15.
I was younger than 15 when I was calling because when did Kokomo
89?
Come out? Yeah,
it was 88, 89 because that was
so I was
Cocktail.
I was 8 or 9 years old.
Yeah.
Literally unsupervised using the telephone. So good job, parents.
So anyways, this incredibly wet man is having a phone call with some unseen person, and he's talking about whatever the task is at hand where this bison guy is supposed to grab this canister of Inferno 42, which apparently is something that that Bison needs in order to regain his humanity, but for whatever reason, it's not implied that he needs it to use that as to leverage him being turned back into normal.
Sure.
But it's basically he needs it because this Inferno 42 can destroy Manhattan. It's wait a minute. So won't it destroy him if he needs it?
I would assume so.
Yeah. So whoever this guy is, Dr. Claw, whoever the fuck it is, he calls in for extra assistance, and then we jump to
and a towel.
And a towel. Yeah, he's like, hey man, let me get you some towels out there, and maybe a change of clothes. And then we see Bison. He is waiting outside of some building, and there's a woman looking at a framed picture of a man wearing a basketball outfit. Luke Cage is on the roof behind Bison, and he's like, oh, well, looks like he's here to check on this girl. I'm going to surprise him, get to jump on him. And just as he's about to do that, Thunderstrike shows up, and Thunderstrike's like, I'm here because S.H.I.E.L.D. told me to come get you. And he's like, God damn it, Thunderstrike. I'm supposed to get to jump on this Bison fellow. And Thunderstrike's like, well, I'm going to throw my mace and make sure you don't. Mm-hmm. And that allows this fellow to get away, this bison to get away. And
this is a weird part.
They have a mini brawl.
They have a mini brawl, but also then like, why did Thunderstrike go get Luke again?
Because S.H.I.E.L.D. came to the Avengers and was like,
that's right.
help us find Cage.
Never mind.
Remember Jabroni job?
Yeah, because really what it looks, because I missed that, it was just like Thunderstrike shows up, Luke Cage is about to like go get this guy, and Thunderstrike's like, battle, and then he's like, hey man, tell me what's going on. And then he tells him, I gotta get this guy, and Thunderstrike's like, cool. And Thunderstrike is also like, oh, I'm using a move that like Captain America taught me.
He's thinking a lot.
While
he is fighting. So I don't ever. And he's if I'm ever in a fight, I don't think I'm ever thinking these full paragraphs.
Right, these full paragraphs, because he's like, oh, I just used a move that like Captain America showed me, and like Luke Cage asks him like, why are you smirking? And he's like, oh, because I know the next time I see the Star-Spangled Captain, he's going to be proud of me or something.
He's like, why are you like, smiling? Like,
shut up.
Some sort of weirdo. He's like, oh, I was just thinking about Captain America.
Right?
Oh, man, Steve Rogers is pretty cool, right?
My mind is somewhere else. Thinking about Cap.
I was thinking about Bisquick pancakes or something.
That'd be funny.
Him and Cage are like, all right, let's talk. And he's talking about this bison guy whose real name is Billy Kitson, friend of Cage's from the old neighborhood, who went on to be a pretty good basketball player. Mm-hmm. And he met this girl who, Shamari, I think it is.
Yeah.
He met this girl this is the girl that Bison was spying on.
Right.
And he was about to go pro, and
he was tripped and broke his leg.
Yeah, so he was running up the score in a basket at the end of a game, because he was so good, and an opposing player fucking tripped.
But no, it says unintentional.
Yeah, I was just saying it was an accident. Yeah, it was a bot. A player botched and broke this guy's leg.
Yeah, and I guess it never healed properly.
Right.
So he couldn't go.
He couldn't be a basketball player.
He couldn't be a basketball player.
But then we just leave it at that.
I'm like, oh, so he became a monster because his leg didn't heal? Like, yeah. What's the deal here?
We don't get the point where he's like, it's like, oh yeah, and then he hooked up with this guy and this
right.
so and so, and he became he got these bison powers.
Right. They don't say anything about that.
We'll never know. But so him and Thunderstrike are like, all right, well, let's figure this out. I'm gonna check in with Black Widow. Black Widow's like, yeah. So as it turns out, DePaul and some of his other friends, they were already cut by S.H.I.E.L.D. and they're just going rogue and doing some shit on their own. Right. But they're still using the company car.
Yeah.
Or whatever,
Fuck, man.
They're using the company staplers and the company trash cans.
Where's my stapler? They stole the stapler.
And then there's this part where Thunderstrike's like, all right, come on, let's get out of here. We'll take the quick route using my super fast mace. And Cage is like, nope. Nah, man, I eat red meat and I don't like musicals, so I don't fly with men on using maces or whatever. Yeah, he's or I leave flying to the airlines. I'm like, yeah, but it's so much more efficient. Right? It's not a big deal. Just grab onto his leg and then you'll
get on board, bro.
Yeah, whatever. You can carry a bunch of people with that. I would do it.
Sure.
They head over to this old barbershop that apparently was a front for S.H.I.E.L.D. Mm-hmm. And they go inside and did they do a Batman 66 thing where they sit in barber chairs and it takes them down to the bottom? That's right. Yeah, it's kind of cool, actually. Yeah. This is where they're like, okay, well, there's a bunch of rubble because apparently there was a fight or something that caused a bunch of damage. Yeah. And Thunderstrike's like, yeah, one of the enemies, some Avenger guy, some enemy destroyed this, and he's like, man, I didn't hear about this. I was in Chicago, I guess I didn't hear about it. He's like, Thunderstrike's like, it might have happened while Tom and Roseanne were breaking up, so the papers couldn't give it much play. So, okay, massive supervillain attack. Page 6. Getting knocked off of the page because of Tom Arnold and Roseanne. Roseanne Barr. Front page. Remember when they were together? Yeah. That was weird. I remember watching the Tom Arnold show, and she made a guest appearance. Oh, God, I forgot he had a show. He had a show, and there was a scene where Tom Arnold had a weight rack in his office. Roseanne asked him to bench the weight while she spotted him. That's the only thing I remember about the Tom Arnold show. I do not recall. Or whatever the hell it was called. I don't recall that at all. Yeah, you weren't watching 90s sitcoms like I was.
I was watching 90s sitcoms, just not that one.
No, you're going to bed after the good ones aired.
Oh, probably.
Or probably watching something else.
Yeah, I was watching the good ones while you were watching fucking Tom Arnold's show.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So they get the S.H.I.E.L.D. guys, rogue S.H.I.E.L.D. guys. They notice that there is trouble in the form of Cage and Thunderstrike. So this is finally we get the Mandroid armor.
Woo, Mandroid.
Our boy DePaul is like, all right, I'm getting the Mandroid armor. Let's go. I'm gonna go fuck these guys up. And he surprises them. And he's about to get the drop, but he mentions that he's like, look, you accidentally may have showed up here, but there's also some others here that I don't think they were as naive. And they're like, who? And they get ambushed by a bunch of sand.
Yeah.
And it turns out that not only is Bison there, but he's got his friends Quicksand and Mongoose.
Why do you need to have another sand themed? I mean, they already have the Sandman.
Yeah, but he doesn't have. Sandman's got other shit to do. You can have multiple. You can have multiple characters.
No, one.
No, you can do more.
One.
You could do more. One more sand. Sand. There's a lot of sand out there.
Well, I guess that is accurate. I can't argue with that logic.
There's a lot of sand. They have not. Those beaches have not been eroded yet.
I'd look up how much sand is out there, but I can't.
I'll add that to the list.
Add that to the list of things we can't look up.
Is Jen dead?
How much sand?
Well, how much sand is there? And did you read Thunderstrike Volume 2?
Yeah. If
you can answer, I'll just take any answer to one of those questions.
Just really, if I'm dead, could you let me know that one?
I would prefer to find out if you're dead or not, because I'm invested in your life.
What does that mean for everybody else if I'm dead?
I don't know.
Does that mean?
Do you have to call him to work and tell him you're dead?
No, I mean, does that mean everybody else in my reality is also dead?
I don't know. Maybe it was just you. Maybe.
Jesus.
Maybe not everybody's dead.
Is this my
dead
purgatory?
Yet. Maybe not everybody's dead yet. Maybe we're only on the. Oh shit! If we were doing alphabetically, I'd be dead too.
Why are we doing this alphabetically?
I don't know. Just trying to.
Death doesn't get done alphabetically.
That sounds like a book, like a book title that would probably be a bestseller. Death doesn't get done alphabetically.
It's not just like, all right, time for the S's.
Yep. Oh, geez, Stansfield. I got to go find Jen Stansfield, and we got Lisa Stansfield.
Oh, shit. I go first.
Or is it Lisa Stanfield or Stansfield?
I think it's Stansfield. I think she's got the S.
So, Lisa Stansfield, watch out.
Yeah.
Because...
Well, you're right after me.
The purgatory is coming. This waking hell is coming for you. Jen Stansfield stars in Waking Hell.
Oh, man.
In the role she didn't want.
This is not the apocalypse I was promised.
No, you're right.
It is. It's not. This is not how the apocalypse was supposed to shake out.
We got this weak-ass play that ain't killing nobody.
Oh, it's killing all sorts of people, but it's like not doing it in like a way that like people are actually afraid of it. So we've got idiots walking around saying like they don't want to wear a mask because freedom or some fucking nonsense.
I'm proud to be an American because at least I know I breathe. Lee Greenwood, 2020 remix.
God damn it.
Oh, God, I'm losing my goddamn mind.
We all are.
Let's end this. So anyways, next issue. I don't think they know what's going on in the next issue.
No.
Because they just say, like, next issue, a quiet and
stuff happens.
Little tale, which we could call Up From Below. Well, that doesn't tell me shit. And then in the letters page says, world peace, poverty is eliminated, everyone wins. Yeah, right. So why the fuck am I reading this book?
No.
So, and then we get the letters page, which is the Thunderstrikes, which we've covered before.
Yeah.
And that is it for Thunderstrike number 13 from October 1994. Do you want to read more Thunderstrike?
Probably not.
I don't know. I had a thing for Thunderstrike in the 90s for a minute. I mean, it'd be an easy series for me to collect because it's only 24 issues.
Yeah.
So if I was really dedicated to doing it, and in my ongoing quest to collect series of comic book series from the 90s that aren't collected in trade paperbacks, maybe this might be a thing. But again, I'm not really into loose issues these days. So
right.
We'll eventually get to that. Cage was here. That was always fun.
Yeah, no, it's good to see Luke Cage.
Good to see Luke Cage. We had some friends. But yeah, that's it for this week's show. Thanks for listening, guys. You can always find us on Twitter and Instagram. I'm at Angry Hero Sean.
And I'm at Jen Stansfield on Twitter and Instagram. You can find the show on Facebook, Worst Collection Ever, and email the show, worstcollectionever@gmail.com.
And please rate, review, subscribe the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, anywhere you get the show, and let us know what you think. Tell your friends. God damn it.
Yeah.
Let them know about the podcast, because what else are you going to do?
Right.
We're in a waking hell right now.
We are.
I don't even know if Jen's alive.
Jen doesn't even know if she's alive.
You guys need to tell us if we I'm depending on you. I need your help.
I would assume that if I'm dead and hanging out in hell, then everybody who's interacting with me is also dead and hanging out in hell.
I don't know. Did you ever did you ever see The Sixth Sense?
Yeah, I
see
did.
Dead people.
Also oh shit. That'd be fucked up. Also, I have seen Beetlejuice, so it's quite possible that
Oh, you think you live in the Beetlejuice kind of post-existence?
Maybe.
That's kind of cool.
I mean, I guess. Where's that fun club? Do you remember that?
There's a club in that movie?
Yeah, when he's in the little model, remember?
Oh, that's right. It was like a brothel, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. I remember seeing that, and there's that, because that's a PG movie, I think, right?
That's a great question. I haven't
PG-13.
seen it in so long.
Because there's a part where Beetlejuice goes, nice fucking model, and just grabs his dick.
That's right. He grabs his dick. It must be PG-13.
PG movie. No, I think it's PG. I think it's just PG, because it's about ghosts. Fun ghosts.
And when he grabs his dick, it makes a honk.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, it'd be great if he's in the Michael Keaton's in the Flash movie, and he's like, he just
starts honking.
He starts. It's like nice fucking suit, honk honk.
That'd be funny.
Bruce Wayne's lost his goddamn mind.
Bruce Wayne never had a goddamn mind.
That's true.
That is the key of Bruce Wayne.
He's got to do the dick honking stage.
He certainly has.
All right.
Just don't be a creep about it.
Yeah, that's right. Don't be a creep. Be cool. All right, folks. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you again soon.
Bye.